Bienvenidos a un nuevo capítulo de Cuarentena World, Mundo en Cuarentena, esta serie de videos en vivo para Instagram, conversando con amigos de distintos lugares del mundo acerca de este periodo que estamos viviendo. Hoy es un capítulo dedicado a Estados Unidos. Voy a conversar con dos chicas que nos conocimos en Buenos Aires el 2017. So here they are, Tatum and Annie from Colorado.
Hey!
How are you doing?
We're doing good. How are you? It's great to see you.
It's been like 3 years.
3 years.
That's crazy.
And we were just talking about how your English has gotten a lot better and our Spanish has gotten way worse.
What was your trip to South America about? Why did you choose Argentina?
So Tatum and I both got our degrees in education. So we both wanted to be teachers, but when we finished college, we didn't want to start working right away. We wanted to take a year, we wanted to travel. We decided that we wanted to spend some time in a Spanish-speaking country to work on our Spanish and also do some teaching.
Do you study education but in some specific subject or something?
Soy una terapista de habla.
Yeah, muy bien, muy bien.
I rehearsed that line.
We heard of a program in Argentina and we ended up in the Cordoba region in a really small town, Vicuña, taught there for 4 months or so.
Basically, we were there to teach English. We were separated by ages. I was kind of younger kiddos. Annie was with older kiddos. Just kind of exposing them to American culture. I wouldn't say that we were like teachers. We watched a lot of videos, but
We were great teachers.
Someone says hi from Vicuña Maquena here. Who's that? Who that is?
Vero!
Hi, Vero.
Vero helped us.
Muy bien.
Todo bien, Vero.
Te
She was like our
extraño.
mom. She was like our mom in McKenna.
Yeah, helped us with Spanish. Vicuña is not a big town by any means. It's a really welcoming community and it was a really cool experience and totally immersive in the Spanish language. So we knew very little Spanish going into it and we feel like we were...
You know that.
Yeah, you met us
at the beginning of our trip.
We were like trying to practice our Spanish with you and you were probably like, oh, these Americans.
At the beginning, I thought you were like very, how do I say it, a little annoying, but you weren't that at all, I would say.
We are a little. It's okay. We have been friends since grade school, so we're 25 now, maybe 15 years we've been friends.
Before that, too.
Yeah.
Before that.
That's freshman year of high school, so that was when we were 14, 15 years old.
And we've known each other before that.
Yeah, we were already best friends at that point.
You didn't dig it. I like it.
All gold mines. We've been travel partners and it's kind of funny. We haven't lived in the same place for quite some time, since high school really, or I guess since Argentina. We don't live in Colorado now. We both live in different states, but we're both here right now, which is awesome. Continued to be friends through all of that. And it's really good to have a friend like Tatum.
Let's start with the Black Lives Matters movement and all the protests because of George Floyd. What do you think about it? What's the situation now?
It's definitely complicated and it's something that we are happy to speak about, but definitely want to be careful in expressing our white perspective about a Black Lives Matter movement. We understand that this is not really our place to speak right now. It's our time to listen to Black lives, to Black experiences, Black perspectives, and uplift Black voices right now and be in a position of learning about like our white privilege as people who haven't had the same type of injustices, discrimination growing up. The movement is really powerful right now. This is not the first time that people have seen videos of injustices done to Black people in the United States. The video with George Floyd being murdered, you know, it was an 8-minute, 40-second video of George Floyd being murdered was enough to spark something that has been the most that I've ever seen, which is really cool to see. People are out protesting, people are posting on Instagram, people are donating, people are really committed to change this time, which is cool to see.
And what do you think about the violence of the protests?
Personally, I would say that's not really my place to tell anyone how to protest. Like, as a white woman in America, I have no right to tell anyone else how they feel, that they can express how they're feeling or how to get them justice, because what has been happening in the past hasn't been working. There are still injustices every day.
No one really wants to see violence or rioting or looting, but at the same time, Black people have been protesting peacefully for so long, and it's never good enough. Like, people are just going to continue to ignore peaceful protests. Like, people are really frustrated and they have a right to be. I can't say like I condone violence. I also can't really blame the frustration and what's coming out of it.
Let's move to the coronavirus topic. What are your thoughts on the government strategy about it?
Yeah, so we're on, yeah, we can speak a lot about government. No, we're on month 3 or so of, I guess you could call quarantine, but it's interesting here in the United States, it's becoming to summer months. And so I would say the first 2 months of this whole pandemic, I didn't leave my house.
We stocked up on groceries. I mean, they were telling us like there was not toilet paper. I don't know if you heard that. There was no toilet paper. There were shortages on. I mean, people were really going crazy. But I think after Black Lives Matter, after like summer, things are starting to reopen.
It seems like people are a little fed up. And so people are starting to go outside again. They don't want to miss out on summer. And we are seeing the consequences of that here. Numbers are going back up. So it's kind of a dangerous place. Businesses are really struggling, and we need to find a way for them to be able to employ people. Unemployment has like skyrocketed throughout this thing. There's a lot of talk about how re-entry into the economy will go, and there's not a lot of really clear answers about that just yet. People are also not 100% ready to enter society again with the virus still out there. Tatum and I actually just went to dinner tonight, and we sat on a patio 6 feet away from every table.
Do you wear masks and stuff?
Yeah.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Very nice.
There's a lot of gray area here right now. People aren't really sure, like, are we allowed to be re-entering society yet? Should we still be inside all day? There's confusion.
We're all kind of confused. Like Annie said at the beginning, the 2 months, we did not leave our homes. And now, I mean, we just went to a barbecue with our friends that had,
small groups.
I mean, it's a small group and they're saying that's okay. But if one of us got it, then we'll probably all get it. You know, it's hard because if I know someone's going out with a lot of people, I'm like, oh man, like you should be doing that. But then I got on a plane a few weeks ago, and that technically isn't supposed to be good to visit. It's just, there's a lot of gray.
We're probably representative of a lot of people our age who maybe are less careful than
my grandmother has not left the house. Yeah,
we're doing our best to like make sure that when we do go out, we're taking the precautions, but there's just no end in sight.
Here in the U.S., I would say the biggest problem with COVID is that they don't want too many people in the hospital at one time. So really, I think the U.S. government kind of knows that a lot of people are going to get COVID, but it's the rate in which we get it.
Access to healthcare, it's not a given. It's not equal across different classes or different areas across the United States. Certainly some places are better than others. One thing about like the United States is each state is kind of making their own rules about what is acceptable. So like in Colorado, it's a lot different from where I live most of the year or where Tatum lives. Colorado is a lot more strict about the rules. And so our numbers have been pretty low and our hospitals haven't been overwhelmed. In other places, like Florida is a great example, they weren't on top of things and their healthcare system was overwhelmed. A lot of people got sick there because they weren't quick enough. The testing wasn't good enough.
Do you think that your president's statements have an impact on how American society has seen the virus?
I would say definitely.
Our country is more divided than ever. People who stand with our president right now will believe anything that comes out of his mouth.
And the people who don't like Trump take what he says, even if it probably is valid, and just don't even listen.
Who's going to win the elections in November?
Okay,
well, I don't know, because this election surprised me. We were in Thailand.
Yeah, this was part of our year traveling when we heard about, that was like, yeah. Well,
It's impressive.
I know. We gotta get people out voting. That is the most important thing right now. People have to register to vote.
I don't know. I was shocked the first time he was elected, and maybe it won't shock me as much the second time.
What are the reasons you don't want him to win?
Yeah, we could probably go on for a while, but one of the most obvious things is just, I don't think he's a good representation of our country's values. That's my main thing. I think he says things that are insensitive, counterproductive.
I don't think he brings a lot of people together, too. I think he encourages separation,
encourages discrimination.
Yeah.
just doesn't hold the same values that I believe.
Trump said that the virus was created in China or something, that it was a China virus instead of the coronavirus.
No comment.
I would never call it, even if it did come from China, I wouldn't call it the Chinese virus. I just think calling it the Chinese virus makes some people probably view Chinese people differently, and they just shouldn't. I don't like that.
Not a productive
but
thing
it's
to
not
say,
a productive
I
thing.
guess.
Yeah, everyone gets it. It's affecting the globe entirely. So COVID-19.
It's not like it's out of this world that a virus could come and take over things. Like, that's not an unheard of thing. It's happened in history multiple times before. So yeah, I don't know if coming up with conspiracy theories about it is helping us learn the lesson that we should probably be learning during this time.
I want to know, what do you like most about Argentina and what you don't like about that country?
Wow, we have so many good memories from Argentina.
I love it. I love asado.
Asado, number one.
That's equal to your barbecues, or not the same?
It's a little bit different.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
It's a little bit different.
Tender. Yeah.
I definitely miss my family in Argentina. I had a really, really close bond with my host mother and her two sons.
Well, I think we can definitely say, yeah, the people that we met.
The people in Argentina were amazing.
We loved Buenos Aires. Cannot wait to go back one day.
I can't really think of anything I didn't like.
It was just all very new. It's all really different. And that's why we loved that year of traveling. It's just so out of your comfort zone. There's just a lot to learn.
People. Like, I always think about our times in the hostel, like meeting other people.
And now the same question about your country.
Okay.
Oh, that's hard.
A lot of the things that we love about our country are like also some of the reasons that I think our country is so divided right now. Like, the most obvious thing will be that we are a free country. Like, we have a lot of liberties, we have a lot of individual rights, which makes this a really great place to live. But, you know, that's also some of the reasons that people will debate over some of the things that like are happening right now. For example, we certainly have a lot of opportunity here. The divide that is currently a part of our nation is...
I know Tatum is going to get married, or you're already married?
I'm getting married. Yep. My wedding was already scheduled for next year, so I'm kind of lucky. A lot of people, so cute. A lot of people had to change their wedding, which is super sad for all of those couples. But mine was already scheduled for a year out, actually, from this Friday. It's going to be a year out. So I'm not worried yet, but who knows what'll happen. I'm trying to prepare myself that whatever happens, to run with it.
June 2021.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Our imminent future will potentially look really different. We don't actually know what it's going to look like yet, what the situation will be when the kids return to school in the fall or in a couple of months. A year of adjusting and being flexible. I think it'll probably teach us a lesson in preparation. I think one of the things we've been hearing is like, this isn't out of nowhere. This, like, viruses have always been something that people have been telling us to be ready for, and we weren't. We didn't listen to those experts. So hopefully we learn a lesson about that, being prepared for this kind of thing, and, you know, next time it won't hit us as hard. And Tatum and I have been really lucky that we haven't been affected, like, economically, or, you know, we both still have our jobs. We both have families who are healthy. If anything, for us, this has been a time where we've been able to spend a lot of time with our family and our friends, whether that's in person or via Zoom. It's probably taught us a lot about priorities, relationships, and just hopefully being prepared next time.
Before we go, because I know Tate, it's in a hurry.
Gotta go get her fiance.
I have some photos.
I do remember that day, but you have to remind me what the pose was.
We were wearing matching clothes.
Oh yeah, the flip-flops.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good enough reason to pose like that. I got food poisoning. I think that might have been the day. And I'm like, go without me, Tatum. Represent us well. That's it, and ice cream. We probably had ice cream all of those days. Pictures like this, that's why you thought of us as annoying Americans. Man.
La Boca neighborhood.
Yep. The
barrio.
The barrio.
Patagonia, right?
Yeah, that was another highlight for us. Yeah. Patagonia was amazing. Both Argentinian side and Chilean. Yeah. Chilean was also very pretty. That was our only trip across the border to Chile. I feel very optimistic right now. With everything going on in the United States, we're going to start to see real change here. Surely it won't be fast. It never is, but it's at least a good start.
A lot of awareness is being brought right now, and a lot of things are being talked about, which is great. Yeah, I'm optimistic.
It's funny. Everyone was so excited about 2020. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like 2020 is going to be our year, man. And now we're like 2021, baby. Come on.
The only thing you have to do is vote Trump out.
We're on it. Right now, there's local elections going on. That's just as important. So people our age are doing a good job at just trying to raise awareness to how important like all voting is, not just presidential, but state-wise, local, in your city, in your neighborhood. So I've sent in my ballot, and I will do so again this November.
Thank you so much for this great talk.
You.
It was so nice to see you.
It was really good to see you too. Yeah.
I'm really happy you're safe, and you please stay safe.
No, you too. You too.
Yeah.
And we say goodbye with the ultimate gringos.
It says ESTADOS Unidos. So excited.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Te mando un abrazo.
Un abrazo muy grande y un beso
Muy grande.
gigante para ustedes.
Eso es enorme.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
This episode will be up on my Instagram at Leonardo Cabezas or youtube.com/Leonardo Cabezas. Please stay tuned and thank you so much for watching. Nos vemos en un próximo capítulo de Cuarentena World, Mundo en Cuarentena, World in Quarantine. Chao.